I want to expand just a little on the concept of job relatedness that is mentioned in this post. That comes from the discrimination laws, and particularly from the EEOC, in my state, from the Ohio Civil Rights Commission, and other agencies, which, to oversimplify just a little, and this is confirmed by courts, which is you should not consider in the hiring process factors that are not job related, because if you do, then you may be making a decision based on factors other than things that are job related, which can lead to discrimination issues. So it's important for employers in the hiring process to be mindful of these concerns, looking at the 4 kinds of pre-employment testing in the post. Criminal background checks, certainly I think some form of criminal background checking is arguably job related for any job, and I don't see that challenged a lot. However, you want to be careful as to how old convictions are, what is the nature of them as it relates to the job. There can be a lot of legal activity from the agencies and in court over that. Drug testing, probably an area we see fewer of those issues come up. If it's done, in some sort of methodical, consistent way. There are a lot of regulations, vary a lot state by state with drug testing to be aware of. Personality tests, I don't feel like we see as often. I think they can have a lot of value, measuring things that may not get measured in sort of the traditional interview. Certainly can have concerns with those, can be a little bit complicated, and you want to make sure, as with all of these, you're consulting with counsel about how you use them. And then last, and I would say the one that maybe is most commonly an issue potentially with what employers want to do, are the credit checks. There is a fair amount of authority that a credit check is not job related for a number of different kinds of positions. So employers sometimes can overuse credit checks compared to what the EEOC, other agencies, and some courts would think is appropriate. So we always advise employers that investment in the hiring process leads to good employees and both and less liability. At the same time, these are all areas that you have to approach carefully.